Hello guys, it's me, Red the Dinosaur, and today I want to talk about Forza Motorsport. Consider this like the third and final part of my series of Forza Motorsport videos that I have done. And now these two videos are quite old. I think they are 1.5 years old, if I'm not wrong. But I always had this game on my radar, and I played it on Game Pass, but I didn't play it as often as other games. For example, Forza Horizon 5 or recently the Crew Motorfest. Like that game was something that I enjoyed more, like just for having a good time. I wasn't planning to do content either ways, but when I did those two videos were more of me just speaking about the game, the pros, the cons, and the other one that actually was a bit of a redemption of the game that I think still holds to this day. I think the game has done a very good job trying to redeem the mistakes that was in the release, and that in this state, even when we're gonna talk about the issues that is facing at the moment in a later soon, still I think it's a game that holds a lot of value, has that is very interesting, and that hey is something that I truly enjoyed. But this is probably the third and final video that I'm gonna just speak about it, because again this is a game that I truly enjoy speaking but not covering as much as other games in this channel. So let's start. I bought this game. I decided to just spend a few bucks on it. I always recommend to buy these type of games heavily discounted, and it goes to every single game unless it's something that you truly want, like for example GTA 6. That's something that I don't blame you if you want to buy it all like full on price. But when it comes to these games, I heavily recommend buy them discounted. This is what I did with Forza Motorsport. I bought until it was like 40-50% discounted, and I just decided, I just gotta buy the Ultimate Edition. That is also very recommendable because you get every single bit of the game. You don't get only the base game, but you also get the DLCs, a car pack, all that good stuff. So I went to that route, bought the Ultimate Edition, and recently bought the car pack that had like the Mustang GT3, the Mazda 4i, and other cars there. So this was kind of something that I also want to talk about, but that will come later. But on this day, the game has had a lot of updates that were for good. Adding the all-the IMSA lineup, the GTP lineup. The only car remaining is the Aston Martin, that probably is not gonna be there. Probably I'm wrong on that. Hopefully, but probably the Aston Martin Valkyrie GTP is not gonna be there. But overall, like the whole IMSA lineup in terms of GTP, LMP2s, and GT3 Pro and GT3, they are like the same category, are there. Like, sure, there is some cars that are locked behind some championships and all that stuff that like is online only, but to this day, I think they are just rotating events, so probably you're gonna get the chance to get the BMW M4 and I think the Aston Martin Vantage LMGT3 again. So those are cars that are locked in events, but most of the cars you can get it on the auto show. And if you get like the Ultimate Edition, you get like a cash bonus that you can spend or just save money for something cooler that you want. So though that's a good thing, I think the car list of this game is always really good. I think in every Forza Motorsport the car list is totally cool. I think it never fails to disappoint. like I don't want to enter to the comparison, but when you compare it to GT7, I think the car list is more interesting. Sure, Gran Turismo 7 is focusing more in the terms of car culture and adding those quirky SUVs. That maybe I will do a video later on about it, but this is more of a focus of American racing. That's something I also want to talk about, the focus on American motorsport. Not only they added the IMSA lineup with the Porsche 963 and the Cadillac B Series R and all those cars, but recently they added NASCAR and IndyCar. NASCAR is more of a something that you want to play until NASCAR 25 comes out, but it's a really really good start. It's something that if you are into NASCAR but not super in deep to buy NASCAR 25 or the older games, I think Forza Motorsport does a good job to offer a bit of NASCAR with some ovals. I think Daytona and a few others are there, but you can just compete there and with your stock cars. And there is the Ford Dark Horse, the Chevy Camaro, and the Toyota Camry from NASCAR. So you can get these stock cars and put the library you want from your favorite driver on and all that. But it's something really good. I didn't see this collaboration between NASCAR and another game since Gran Turismo 5. So it was something really, really welcome in my case. It's something that when you have these collaborations makes a game more interesting, because it's not a fully focused game like again NASCAR 25 or older games that is only NASCAR. I think with these games and a collaboration with that adds more flavor to a game that is already interesting enough. Other thing that also I'm very happy is the addition of IndyCar, and for me it's more important. I think IndyCar doesn't have a game focus on it. IndyCar has been always like this category that even when it doesn't have a game is very interesting and you want to experience it, but a few games have the larger chassis to compete in an IndyCar. So it's really nice that we have the DW23 with the latest upgrades. That is the aero screen and all that good stuff. And lately, I think Forza Motorsport were able to do the exact libraries of some cars. I think Colton Herta, Alex Palou, I think Will Power, and a few others, if I don't remember very well. But it's really nice to have these collaborations again. This all goes to have these bits of actual American motorsport into Forza. Is something that makes the game very memorable, and that if you get tired of going in a full IndyCar, you can just change to something like a Nissan 240 SX and just compete in some club racing. And that's something that I truly applaud of, is the variety, is the flavors that the game will give you when you play it, and it's something that the Forza Motorsport does very well. That is a good way to redeem yourself, not only with good tracks, but also with categories like this that just add more variety to a game that actually is already really good with a good chunk of variety. So that's pretty nice. Something that I also recently did discovered. I did discover like 2-3 hours ago when I was meanwhile I was trying to record this video, is that they actually made a fix to the upgrade system that I talked in the first video. If you want to check around, this is in the Eye on the Sky, but be assured it's a really old video, so that also has like probably really dated information. But I really like that you are able to buy the upgrades. You don't have to pretty much uh, win mileage with your car in a dumb way possible, even if it's a car you don't like to drive. You have to win mileage so you can get the upgrade. See, I always thought that that upgrade system was really stupid, but they were able to fix it. If you don't have enough points, you can just buy the upgrade points in some way, and you get the car ready. And it's really good, especially for the career mode that we're gonna talk soon. That you can just get the car fully upgraded and just go and compete on the races, and that's all. So that's really, really nice. And that's pretty much it I saw in the terms of changes, and that I truly, truly enjoyed. I think the game has done a really good job in, again, in variety, and also fixing the stuff that was a bit annoying. So again, that's something I really, really applaud from Turn 10, and is a really good job. So things that I think could be better. The career mode is still very linear and extremely boring. Also a bit disappointing because it's very linear. So you start with choosing like a Mustang, a Honda, and a Subaru, and that's like the tutorial tournament. And you compete on this tutorial and all that nice stuff. But later soon you need to buy another car, and that continues on and on and on. You have to buy it, you win the championship, and you have to buy another car, and like that. And you have, and that's rinse and repeat all the time. So you're gonna say, okay, can I use those cars in the future? There is a part that I will say yes, but it's late in the game. Like there is like open class championships that you can go and compete, and probably use the cars that you already won or you already bought and upgraded. But meanwhile, you are completing the game. No way, no chance, because you have to keep buying cars of certain tournament that only accepts these type of cars. And if you don't have it, well, sucks for you. You have to buy the car and upgrade it. If you don't have the money, well, you have to win the mileage, and you know all that thing. So that's something that I will say is a bit boring, at least like in older games, and especially I will say even in Gran Turismo 7 isn't that bad, because it's just three races, a few tasks, and that's it. And you get, or at least a ticket that is gonna end just being 5,000 credits or something like that, or a car. But at least it's quick. On this championship could take at least, let's say, 20 to 35 minutes, and you don't get reward. You get the money from the races and the upgrade points, to call it that way, that you only spend on certain car, not to all your cars. You have to spend it on the car you were using, and that's it. So and you have to again buy another car and all that stuff. So quite disappointing. At least they could just see older games and try to, not to copy it, but at least to make the overall linear career mode more interesting. That I don't have to do 6 or 5 championships to get a reward car. Like in this case, I got like a 4GT that, again, I don't know when I'm gonna use it. It's sitting on my garage because I don't have any use for it. And it could be every, like a car that you could use in a championship, in a future championship, or something like that. Like, or just give me a certain street car for every single championship I'm completing. At least that will be making it more rewarding and something more engaging. That, hey, if I complete certain championships or certain type of championships, I will get the car that I want, and that's a good thing in my opinion. It's something that makes the career more mode a bit more interesting than this linearity that they are facing, that you have to complete 5 or 6 championships to get like a reward card, and even that reward card is locked behind the race, so you have to race with that card to win it. Is, I don't know, it's a really weird system, and could be much better. At least could be more engaging, and it's something that, to be honest, it stops me to play a lot of Forza Motorsport, because when I play the career mode, it's like, okay, I have to race 4 or 5 races to complete the championship without mentioning the practices that also that takes a few tries, and that's it. Like, it's really boring, just especially when you're looking forward for the reward card, but every single championship takes a long time. So at least it will be better if you have like a bonus money, or again a reward card. Doesn't have to be like a race car or something OP. That could be anything that could be used in a future championship. That would be nice. Like, at least I could be saving money with it, instead of buying a new vehicle that probably I'm not gonna use. That I could then instead just getting championship behind championship behind championship to get a car that I want. So it's a thing that could be better. And other thing is like the online like the cars that I talked about, the cars behind online events. I think that's dumb, especially in the situation that Forza Motorsport is facing nowadays. Yeah, like, I know they want to have like an online player base, and that they want to complete like tournaments. That even if it's you don't have to play against other players, you have to play against the PC. Is still getting these events locked behind online. It's just dumb. Like, just leave them there. Like, even if you put this really boring career mode, let's just put it there. Just put them in the career mode, and maybe in the future someone will complete them, and or just make a like a another linear career mode with that, like another, just to feed the career mode with those old events that you have, and just reward them with the cars that you have online. Like, I personally, I don't like to wait until I get a BMW M4 GT3, or the Aston Martin, or the Porsche 935 from 2017. Like, just leave them there, dude. Like, I don't see the point to just leave them behind an online event that, again, is just not that interesting. That, again, it follows the same linearity of the career mode, and I think it's even worse because you have to wait every single week to unlock it, and it's not that good. Especially that you have to wait a week to just get the car, and every single week complete that tournament, and until you get to the final event so you can unlock the car. I don't know, man. It's just stupid in my opinion, but that's how the game works. I guess it's not gonna be a fix, because it is pretty much the foundation of how the game works, and changing that will be pretty much changing the entire game. So yeah, that's one thing that could be better. And the final thing that I think many people already know is that Turn 10 Studios got absolutely obliterated by Microsoft. That you heard about the layoffs, and that Turn 10 was one of the most affected by such layoffs. A lot of people got kicked out, and this puts Forza Motorsport in a really tight situation. I know that they tried to like calm the waters with a Twitter post saying that we have to talk about the future of the game. I know that you are asking for it, blah blah blah. But when you go into such posts, they are just talking about like the future event that is gonna be a rotation of an older event, all that stuff. So that leaves and begs the question that a game that was receiving really good updates, that was looking to a bright future, probably got botched by Microsoft itself. Probably Microsoft shot Forza Motorsport in the head, and that killed the game. And it's something that is possible. There is no confirmation that Forza Motorsport as a whole is done. Like there is rumors out there that they said that the whole Turn 10 studios got absolutely blasted, and in the future they just gonna be a support studio for Forza Horizon and all that. It could be, I don't know. Again, I would like to have a confirmation about it, but it's a sad thing because Forza Motorsport was looking very bright. Like if you continue these updates, doesn't have to be collabs with IndyCar, with NASCAR, with the SCCA, with the MX5 Cup. No, it doesn't have to be like that. Like if you con- continue this path of interesting updates, adding circuits, and fixing stuff, that was looking very bright. And it was something that was interesting to see this game, especially with the competition. Again, I'm gonna touch Gran Turismo 7 here, looking a bit mediocre. Like adding these SUVs, and it wasn't exactly something that is interesting. And I know many people is begging to this point to add something much better than bands and SUVs and pretty much shit boxes. So at least Forza Motorsport was actually doing it right to just give like really cool cars and to look forward to such vehicles. But right now the future looks very dark. And considering the fact that if you buy the game, you have to pretty much face that future that you bought a game that probably the final update was Fujimi Kaido, and that's it. Like I don't see that there is gonna be more updates. Probably I'm gonna be wrong on that. Hopefully, like this is the time that I probably hope to God that I'm wrong, but I don't see like more vehicles added. I don't see more circuits being added. I see that they're gonna continue rotating events so more people can get the cars locked behind the online events, but that's it. And it's sad. It's sad because it's a game that was looking very bright. If you continued these updates, Forza Motorsport could be a really good game and could be one of the best games, best racing games that we could have. But we didn't because, well, Microsoft decided to just kill the studio. And what you do in those situations, you have just a skeleton studio, that just a skeleton crew to just do the minimum. Like it's not like a, it's kind of like the same of Red Dead Online. Like Red Dead Online, if you don't know, was like this Wild West GTA Online that pretty much got abandoned by Rockstar because, well, they were more interested in GTA Online. GTA Online is the cash cow. In this scenario, the only main difference is that Microsoft decided to just lay off the entire studio. And the game probably is going to be just rotating events, and that's pretty much it. But I don't see that it's going to get some more updates, and that probably is going to be in the same hiatus status as Red Dead Online. That is just going to be there with the content that you got, and you have to enjoy what you got, and that's it. If you get bored of it, well, there is Forza Horizon, I guess. But if you don't like the game, such games, well, you have to look to other games, I guess. I said, of course, the future Project Motor Racing. Maybe if you grab a copy by some miracle about Project Cars, I don't know. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to talk about. That's all my things about Forza Motorsport. It's a sad thing about this game because when I bought it, I knew the game was looking better than in the start, and that the and that the job of Turn 10 was being good enough to me buying their product, and it's why I did it. But it hit me like a literal rock, like 3 days later when I bought the game, that the whole studio got laid off. So yeah, it's not that I have a game that is a rock or I'm unable to use. It's just that it's a game that had a really good future, but the publisher, or in this case Microsoft, decided to just kill it. All because they made a bad decision buying Blizzard. So I'm buying all those studios. It's a sad thing. I think is this could be one of the most sad things in racing games, especially with this game that I know many people didn't like it, especially at the start. But it could be fixed, and they did a good job fixing it. And it had a chance to be a really good game, but it didn't. So yeah, it's a sad thing. Hopefully, I'm wrong on those statements. And I don't blame you if you want to go to the comment section in the 1-2 years and say, "Oh yeah, Forza Motorsport is the best game ever," and you're wrong. LOL. Like that's thing. Like, I accept the L in that case, but right now, it looks bleak and it looks sad, and this comes from someone that pretty much grew with Gran Turismo, with the rival, and I didn't have the opportunity to play the older Forza Motorsports. Like, sure, I played them with my like with my cousin, like decades ago, because he has like all the Xboxes and all, and it was like my few chances to play the older Forza Motorsports, but that's it. So yeah, it's a sad thing. This is probably my last video about the game. It's a sad thing again because, well, this game had potential, but it got robbed to the opportunity. It got robbed pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much, guys. I know this was a long video. Probably is gonna fall into a new chapter of my podcast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty sad thing to say, but I'm looking forward to newer games. That Project Motor Racing game looks pretty cool. But yeah, sad thing about Forza. But yeah, you have to move on. So yeah, guys, thank you very much. Leave me your comments in the comment section. What do you think about Forza Motorsport? If you like it, if you're not, or if you have the game and you enjoy it for what it is, or you're just disappointed as me to not have more updates. Something that was looking really good, and it got completely robbed for it to have a better game. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.